Singapore, July 28. Mesut Ozil of Arsenal walks back to the dressing room after warm-up ahead of the International Champions Cup match between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain at the National Stadium on July 28, 2018 in Singapore. Photo by Suhaimi Abdullah, Getty Images for ICC. Although it's only pre-season, Arsenal have been looking impressive. They held Atletico Madrid to a 1-1 draw but lost on penalties, then went on to get a comfortable 5-1 victory over Paris Saint-Germain. Mesut Ozil kicked off the scoring before Atletico drew level from the penalty spot. A brace then came from Alexander Lacazette, followed by a delightful Rob Holding header and a confidence-boosting goal for Eddie Nketiah. Overall, it was an impressive display from the players, the manager, and the fans in Singapore. There were three things which stood out, of course. Matteo Guendouzi stood out the most to me, and many Arsenal fans. His dictation of play was spot on, and he bossed Adrien Rabiot throughout the entire 90. I'm a firm believer that it's best to focus on the positives, but also to find a balance. With that being said, I have chosen to speak about one negative and two positives. Let's get the former out of the way first. Point 1. Left back could be a weak link if Unai Emery decides to pursue a 4-at-the-back formation, which is looking likely at this stage. Then he may need to consider signing a left back. But why? The Gunners have both Sead Kolasinac and Nacho Monreal, so why on earth would he need to strengthen in this department? In truth, those two are very risky. We've seen many times over the years how Monreal can't be trusted in the box, and Kolasinac showed a similar level of clumsiness yesterday. While this isn't the biggest problem in the world, because I'm sure Emery will teach them how to defend in the box, it should be addressed quickly. Arsenal must avoid as many mistakes as possible if they are serious about rebuilding, which leads me on to next point. Next 2. Squad harmony is at its highest. Page 2 Singapore, July 28. Matteo Guendouzi of Arsenal argues with referee for awarding the penalty kick to Paris Saint-Germain during the International Champions Cup match between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain at the National Stadium on July 28, 2018 in Singapore. Photo by Suhaimi Abdullah, Getty Images for ICC. If you would have told Arsenal fans 1 year ago that their squad harmony would drastically improve, they'd have bitten your hand off. But it's definitely the case, even in pre-season. The players have been seen dancing in training, and even dancing on the subs bench against Paris Saint-Germain yesterday. The clue is in the name, but squad harmony is a joint effort. However, one man stands out in all of this, and it comes as a surprise to many. It's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That's right, the Gabonese international who was renowned for his huge ego at Borussia Dortmund. He's settled into life at Arsenal excellently, being friends with pretty much everyone. Many would have expected him to clash with Alexander Lacazette, but it's been the opposite case. The two strikers have formed quite the partnership, which Arsenal fans witnessed towards the back end of last season. Emery should consider starting them both together in the league. This is something which Wenger was beginning to implicate during the closing stages of his career, and Emery should consider that a gift from the man he is succeeding. Aubameyang and Lacazette are similar in some areas, but their overall contrasting style is what makes this a deadly partnership. Aubameyang loves to pick out holes in the opposing defense and run into them, with his blistering pace proving a problem to almost every defender. On the other hand, Lacazette adopts a more thought-out approach. He likes to use his movement also, but not in the way Aubameyang does. Instead, he picks out space in the opposition's box, allowing him to have easy shots at goal. Next 3. Mesut Ozil's lucky number. Page 3 Singapore, July 28. Mesut Ozil of Arsenal in action during the International Champions Cup match between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain at the National Stadium on July 28, 2018 in Singapore. Photo by Suhaimi Abdullah, Getty Images for ICC. Yesterday was the first time in which Mesut Ozil donned the number 10 jersey for Arsenal, and it worked. It's his favorite number, choosing to represent it during his time with Germany. Although he'd probably like to forget his time with the national team, it will be excellent to see him make justice for the kit number with Arsenal. Taking the number straight from Jack Wilshere, many of the traditional Arsenal fans would have had mixed thoughts, but Ozil has nothing to prove. When he has nothing to prove, that's when he's at his best. Working with Aubameyang and Lacazette is a dream come true for the playmaker. He will look to exploit the dangerous pace of the former and the clever movement of the latter. Emery will have a different approach to managing Ozil. Wenger put a lot of trust in the midfielder, but that often resulted in a lack of discipline. Emery also a lot of trust in Ozil, of course he does, but he will discipline him should he be acting out of hand. That said, I have high hopes for Ozil heading into this season. With all his summer troubles, the Arsenal fan base will be right behind him and cheering his name proudly from the clock end. Obviously, it's only pre-season and it's important to not get too excited. But Arsenal have shown many impressive signs under Unai Emery, and long may it continue. Next, Roma closing in on longtime Arsenal target. Why are you looking forward to watching Arsenal this season?